I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Our good sis Fantasia, she's a little too grown and a lot too married for her daddy to be online talking smack about her husband, even if it is true.
Whew, sometimes it really does be your own family. Fantasia is not holding back when it comes to her father, Joseph Barrino, and the drama is spilling all over the place. The moment her husband, Kendall Taylor, surprised her with a brand new engagement ring, what should have been a sweet romantic gesture turned into chaos. Instead of celebrating, her father reportedly went public with harsh accusations, calling Fantasia vulnerable and suggesting that Kendall was taking advantage of her. That kind of energy coming from your own parent? That hits different. But Fantasia was not about to sit quietly while her father played the protective dad role. She clapped back, making it clear that if anyone had ever wronged her financially or emotionally, it wasn't her husband, it was him. In past interviews, Fantasia has spoken openly about financial struggles and betrayal within her own circle, including allegations that money was mishandled during the early days of her career. Though details have varied over the years, the tension between her and her father has been public before. Now fans are divided. Some wonder if her father truly believes he's protecting her. Others think this is unresolved family business playing out in real time. Either way, the situation is messy, emotional, and far from over.
So after Fantasia's husband done went and proposed for the second time, the right way, the daddy done come out and dropped the bomb on us, y'all. That man came out and said Fantasia's husband out there stealing money from the king. But see, I don't understand how you can steal money when what's his is hers and what's hers is his, right?
Okay, so Fantasia has been out on tour for a while now, and when she hit the stage at the PAC show in Houston, Texas, nobody expected the night to turn into a full-blown love moment. The crowd was already vibing, she was in her element, vocals on point, energy high. Then out of nowhere, the music paused and her husband, Kendall Taylor, stepped in and politely interrupted the performance. At first, fans were confused. Was this part of the show, a skit? But then he got real fast. Kendall took the mic, spoke from the heart, and before anyone could fully process what was happening, he pulled out a ring. Yes, a ring. Even though they are already married, this wasn't about starting over, it was about renewing, recommitting, and reminding her exactly where they stand. Fantasia looked completely caught off guard. You could see the emotion wash over her. She's used to commanding the stage, but in that moment, she was just a wife being loved out loud. The crowd erupted, phones went up, and the cheers were deafening. It was giving Fairytale energy right in the middle of a live concert. For many fans, it felt like a powerful statement. Not just romance, but unity, especially with all the outside noise that has been surrounding their marriage lately. Kendall made it very clear he's 10 toes down for his wife, publicly and proudly.
For 11 years, you woke up every morning and you chose me. For 11 years, you went to the Prenup mother to our children. For 11 years, we fasted and prayed. So I'm gonna give you a carrot for every year. But you still got my side.
And for those who might not know the backstory, Fantasia and Kendall Taylor have been married for 11 years. Their love story has always been unconventional. They met, connected, and tied the knot after knowing each other for just 3 weeks. No long engagement, no drawn-out dating phase, just a decision that felt right to them at the time. And interestingly enough, Kendall never did a traditional down-on-one-knee proposal back then. They simply chose each other and moved forward. So fast forward more than a decade later, and that Houston stage became the setting for a full circle moment. Kendall decided he wanted to do it the right way, at least in the traditional sense. In the middle of her concert in front of thousands of fans, he presented her with flowers and a ring, speaking openly about love, growth, and standing by each other through everything. It wasn't about legality. They were already husband and wife. It was about symbolism. It was about intention. Fantasia's reaction said everything. She dropped to the floor in complete shock, overwhelmed with emotion, holding the bouquet close as tears filled her eyes. You could see the years flash across her face, the struggles, the public scrutiny, the triumphs. This wasn't just a proposal. It felt like validation. The crowd erupted. Fans were cheering, clapping, recording every second. It was one of those moments that felt bigger than entertainment. It felt personal. People online were calling it beautiful, healing, even inspirational. After everything Fantasia has endured in her career, financial hardship, public heartbreak, personal battles, seeing her receive love so openly hit differently. It was the kind of night she'll probably replay in her mind for years. The type of story you tell your grandkids one day about how your husband surprised you on stage and made the whole arena cry. But here's where the energy shifted. It wasn't even a full 24 hours before that warm, glowing moment got clouded. Just as fans were still reposting clips and celebrating the romance, Fantasia's father, Joseph Barrino, stepped into the conversation publicly, and instead of congratulations, he brought criticism. Reports say he questioned Kendall's intentions and suggested that Fantasia was being taken advantage of. He reportedly framed it as concern, implying that he was protecting his daughter. But timing is everything. To speak out right after such a vulnerable and joyful moment, that hit hard. For many watching from the outside, it felt like someone walked into a wedding reception and flipped the lights on. The move changed instantly. What had been a celebration turned into tension. Fantasia has been open in the past about complicated dynamics within her family, especially around finances and trust during the early years of her career. So when her father publicly questioned her marriage, it reopened old conversations that never fully healed. Fans quickly picked sides. Some argued that a father has the right to voice concerns. Others felt that if there were real issues, they should have been handled privately, not aired out during a public high point in her life. Either way, the contrast was dramatic. One night, she's on stage, overwhelmed with love, rings sparkling under the lights. The next day, she's defending her peace from her own parent. And that is what makes this story so layered. It's not just about a proposal, it's about loyalty, history, trust, and what happens when family wounds collide with public celebration. The love was loud, but so was the backlash. And now everyone is watching to see how this family drama unfolds.
That walking out on, that's a publicity stunt. First of all, you walk across the, I want y'all to love her and pray for her. The work that I put in with my kids at a young age, I dare not let somebody that I know manipulate. I got proof. You can't come on stage and put together a cry and this, that, and the other when I was just told a week or so ago by a financial person that was fired from her camp that they were running up on him because there was money missing and there was no paper trail on his part. The other folk got fired, but he got her fired. I had one, not only just one, to call me and said, how you gonna do your daughter like I ain't done nothing to my daughter, and I'm blessing my daughter.
Joseph Barrino did not hold back. Instead of congratulating his daughter, he publicly questioned the proposal and called it performative. He suggested the emotion on stage was part of a larger narrative Kendall was trying to sell. Then he took it even further. Despite admitting that he and Fantasia are not currently close, he claimed he was still looking out for her. According to him, Kendall was allegedly mishandling her money and pushing people out of her professional circle to gain more control. Those are serious accusations and ones that have not been backed by public financial records or court findings. Fantasia, however, was not about to stay quiet. Instead of brushing it off, she responded directly and forcefully. She posted her father's mugshot along with information about his past legal troubles and made it clear she felt betrayed. In her statement, she expressed deep frustration, saying she and her mother had protected his image for years. She emphasized that she is the CEO of her companies and that Kendall serves in a leadership role alongside her. From her perspective, the idea that someone could steal from her without her knowledge did not make sense. Her response revealed how strained the relationship truly is. Fantasia has spoken openly in the past about rebuilding her life financially more than once, about struggling with literacy early in her career, and about learning to manage her business affairs the hard way. Through all those stories, she has rarely mentioned her father as a guiding or supportive presence. That history adds context to why this public accusation hit differently. There is also documented tension going back years. In 2006, Joseph Barrino filed a lawsuit against Fantasia's publisher over how he was portrayed in her memoir, Life is Not a Fairy Tale. While he did not sue Fantasia directly, the situation highlighted fractures within the family, long before Kendall entered the picture. Then the conversation shifted to money. Kendall surprised Fantasia with an 11-carat diamond ring, a piece that could range widely in value depending on quality. Speculation quickly followed. Where did the funds come from? Public records show Kendall has past felony convictions dating back to the early 2000s. After serving his time, he worked in logistics and later launched business ventures, including Courier Logics LLC, which reportedly merged with another transportation company. Details about the current status of those ventures are not fully public. Since marrying Fantasia, the couple has collaborated on joint ventures like Rock Soul Entertainment. Kendall has publicly stated that he built himself up independently before their marriage, and even requested a prenuptial agreement to protect both parties, a move some interpret as responsible rather than opportunistic. At this point, what remains are two competing narratives: a father claiming protection, a daughter claiming autonomy, financial accusations without formal charges, and the marriage that, at least publicly, presents as united. The truth likely sits somewhere more nuanced than social media headlines suggest, but one thing is clear: this is no longer just about a proposal. It is about trust, history, and control playing out in front of the world.
I asked for the prenup. A prenup wasn't put on me. I asked for it because I had business partners that I needed to protect, and I needed to make sure her family knew that I had no intentions on coming after anything that she had established before she met me. I wanted to create a runway where we could just experience love with each other and figure out what this unnatural, natural feeling was that we were exploring, that was just exploding in both of us, that provoked us to get married.
But then Kendall made a statement that really got people talking. He said he doesn't have to steal because he helped build what they have. Now, depending on how you hear that, it can land two very different ways. On one hand, it could mean partnership. On the other, critics heard entitlement. And once the internet latches onto a sentence like that, it runs wild with it. Some people started asking if he's been involved in her business for over a decade, does that give him access? Of course it does. If he holds leadership roles in shared companies, he would naturally have visibility into finances. That alone doesn't prove wrongdoing. But in celebrity marriages where business and love are intertwined, perception matters just as much as paperwork. Then the hypothetical divorce conversation started. Social media lawyers jumped in, debating prenups and asset division. Even with a prenup, disputes can arise over what was built jointly during the marriage. That doesn't automatically mean someone can take half, but it does mean things can get complicated fast. Again, this is speculation. There are no public filings suggesting any financial misconduct or divorce plans, but fans love to think 10 steps ahead. And here's where it gets layered. Fantasia's father may have handled this in the worst possible way, going public instead of private. But some commenters believe concern doesn't automatically equal sabotage. Others strongly disagree and feel he crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. People even began comparing the situation to other celebrity couples, where business partnerships later turned messy. But comparisons aren't proof. Every relationship is different. As for Fantasia's history with relationships, she has openly shared past heartbreaks and mistakes. Growth doesn't happen without lessons. That doesn't mean history is repeating itself. It also doesn't mean concerns should be ignored blindly. At the end of the day, there are two narratives colliding: a husband who says he helped build alongside his wife, and the father who says he's protecting his daughter. The public only sees fragments. Contracts, bank accounts, and private conversations aren't on Instagram Live. So the real question isn't whether people should panic. It's whether outside noise deserves power over a marriage that's lasted 11 years. Should Fantasia take heed, or should she trust her own judgment after everything she's rebuilt? That's where the debate lives.